It's time for another penny hunt and fill episode. This is going to be episode 63, and I felt like making it a one-box hunt since the box number for the series is box number 111. Can we find at least one good find for the book or for my collection? Hey everyone, it's RobFindsTreasure and welcome back to my channel. Like I said in the intro, we've got a one-box penny hunt for this penny hunt and fill series. Now I want to remind everyone that if you're new to the channel or new to the series, I do have a link to the playlist starting at the very first box we hunted, listed both down below in the video description as well as pinned up here for your convenience. For those of you already caught up, we have hunted 110 boxes. Last episode, we got an addition and an upgrade. So it was a lot of fun and we made progress on the book. We stand at 193 cents slotted out of the 234 possible cents in this Dansco Penny book. That being said, we'll take a look at the book at the end of the hunt, compare it to the finds, and see if we have any additions or upgrades. But for now, we're going to just slide this on over and get a live box opening. Now, I picked this box up from a bank that I've had pretty good luck at, and this is the same bank that I got the last episode at, although the box might have been a different kind because this bank gets all kinds of boxes. I'm a fan of these kind of boxes typically, but I have found that it's hit and miss versus the Brinks boxes that I have good luck in as well. Now, I looked at the bottom and I didn't see any wheat cent enders, and I don't think we have any wheat cent enders up here, but this looks like an older strike. Can't see it right now in the light. Could be a 60s or it could be an 80s. I think it's a 60s by the higher leaf, but you guys probably saw it better than I did. Either way, I'm excited to get into the hunt and get these rolls searched. Obviously, I'll be using my Lincoln Penny Coin Hunts mat today to look for any varieties, as well as better dates like key dates or semi-key dates. But most importantly, I just want to find another one of the 41 that we're missing for the book. All right, let's get right after it. Let me go ahead and grab the first roll. And as always, if we encounter a find along the way, we'll bring you guys back along the way. Well, it took us 7 rolls to get our first wheat cent find, but the roll is going to have actually a couple. We have this first fire-crusted 1957D facing us, and just a few coins behind it, wheat cent number 2 is a 1940. Almost in those 30s I like to see. We got one of the 40s, and we got one in the 50s as well. Roll number 13 is not going to have a wheat cent, but in the back of the roll, almost an ender, we have a dime. 85 Philadelphia. We just made 9 cents. Same roll, and in the roll of oddities, we're going to have a foreign coin. Bank of the Philippines. Can't get mad at that. 1 centavo. 1960. What a cool foreign find. Take that all day. We don't see too many Philippine coins in our penny hunts, and we also don't see too many dimes. But we'll take both and look for more wheats. I figured I'd bring up Numista and look up that 1 centavo from 1960 from the Philippines. I just thought it was ironic that it's also almost 3.1 grams like a copper cent, and it's 95% copper, 5% zinc, so can't get mad at that. The other cool thing is, you would think that it'd have a lot of mintage, but it's actually not that bad. 40 million of those minted, and in fine condition, it's about 21 cents. I'm not saying this is in fine condition, but I found it, and it was a find. So maybe it's in fine condition. All right, let's get back to the hunt. We're on roll number 14 now. Roll number 17, wheat cent number 3, is a 1945 Philadelphia in pretty decent shape. Roll number 20, we have a second foreign of the box. This one's going to be a Canadian 1979. Roll number 23, wheat cent number 4. This one is from Philly, and it's another 1945. We're on roll number 26 of the box, and we have our 5th wheat cent, and it's just going to be another 1957 Denver in slightly better condition than the last one. Well, we're on roll number 43, and it's been a pretty slow box so far. We're only going to have our 6th wheat cent reverse facing, and this one is a 52 Philadelphia. Roll number 45 is actually going to have a pretty nice wheat cent here, at least from what I can tell. That's a 1946 with a little bit of red on it. Yeah, we'll take that. That might be an upgrader for sure. So even though the box has been slow, we might have at least one upgrade for the album, and that's going to be wheat cent number 7. Well, that's going to do it for that penny box. You know what? They can't all be winners. The good news is, despite only having 7 wheat cents on the board, I'm pretty sure this 1946 will be an upgrader in the album. We'll have to double check it to make sure, but we only got 7 wheat cents, the oldest being a 1940. We got that dime, couple of foreign coins, 1 Canadian and 1 centavos from the Philippines. We got a couple of 59s, 2 really nice red 64 and 65 Philadelphia cents, and then 1 decent 69S, but as usual, not the DDO. As far as copper, for as low amount of wheat cents there was, we also had a pretty low amount of copper, almost half the copper cup, but it's the bottom half and it funnels up, so not quite halfway full. If I had a second box, I would have married it to this hunt, but I don't. Let me go ahead and compare the finds to the album and see if we have any upgrades or additions, and I think we might have one. Well, I've compared the finds to the album, and as expected, we were able to upgrade that 1946 Philadelphia. It's pretty nice. I wish there was a little more red to it, because even though it was an upgrade, we didn't really upgrade a brown cent to a red cent or a red brown. We updated a brown cent to a brown cent, but it is nicer, so I'm glad we did that. As you know, with no additions this time, we are still stuck at 193 out of 234 cents. Through 111 boxes. I've said it many times throughout the series. As this series progresses, it will get more difficult to add cents. But that being said, there are still quite a few cents, like a 1916p with 132 million, that we should still be able to find in circulation. That 1911 has 101 million. We've got a 17D with 55 million, and so on. We can go through them all, but at the end of the day, we do have cents that we still can find. Hopefully on the next Penny Hunt and Fill episode, I'll have a 2-box hunt in front of you guys. That way, A, it can be a little bit longer of a video, and B, double our chances of getting some finds for the book. Whoa, hold on. I decided that I did not want to end that episode with just those 7 wheat cents and 1 upgrade. So today, while I was editing the video, I was able to grab another penny box, and when I flipped it around, I did notice it wasn't that nice looking. There's quite a few more modern cents in here. So instead of including this in the next episode, I felt like just adding this box to the end of this episode. I know in the intro I said it'd be a 1-box hunt, but it wasn't as lucky as I thought. We're going to go ahead and add box 112 and make this a 2-box episode. Let's go ahead and do a live opening on this penny box next, and pray with a fresh board we'll have some fresh finds. All right, let's get right into it. Man, sorry about adding an extra box, but was hoping we'd have better finds and it'd be a little more fun of an episode. This box is definitely glued, so it might be a little tough doing this one-handed, but we'll do the best we can. Well, there you have it. Like I said, it definitely looks like a lot more newer cents, so I'm not expecting a lot. Figured we'd add it anyway, just in case there's a goodie or two. There does seem to be an older looking strike on this one, but that's just going to be a 70s cent, which I'm not mad at because it is copper. All right, let's go ahead and slide that back in there. I'll begin the hunt, and I'll bring you guys in when we have a find in this second box. Roll number 6 of box 2 gets us on the board with our first wheat cent. This one's going to be a 1948 Philadelphia. Roll number 12, and we have our first Canadian of this second box. And this one's going to be a 1981. Roll number 16, Canadian cent number 2. And now we have 2 Canadians to 1 wheat cent. And that's going to be a 1962 Laureate Portrait Younghead. We'll definitely take that, a little bit older, add it to the board, and look for more wheats, though. I said at the beginning of this box that it didn't look very promising, but what I didn't expect for it to be was this bad. That being said, we're on roll number 37, and we will have our third Canadian, which now makes 3 Canadians to only 1 wheat cent found. It's a pretty nice 1970 as well. A couple of side finds, but very tough box. Well, we're on roll number 43, and still only the 1 wheat cent we found way back in, I think, roll 6. But we have our fourth Canadian now, and it's going to be another laureate portrait or young head, 1963. Wow. Roll number 45, another Canadian laureate portrait. This is Canadian number 5, and this is going to be an older one, 1957. Man, doing well for the Canadians, not for the Wheats. Well, if you've made it this far, congratulations, because that box was a rough hunt. You know, it was a weird box overall. I could tell by the enders that I knew we wouldn't have that many finds because there was a lot more modern sense. But that being said, we actually had a nice amount of copper, about 2/3 of the cup, for a box that didn't have hardly any finds at all other than one 1948p wheat cent. We did find some older Canadians, 3 young heads or laureate portraits, a couple more modern ones, 2 59s, and a pretty nice 1961p. Maybe that will upgrade, maybe not. At the end of the day, I'm just going to check the finds off camera, and I'll be back to let you know if we had any additions or upgrades, although I highly doubt it. Man, that was a rough box. That's my second worst box I've ever hunted other than my skunk penny box that I got from an Arkansas hunt a few years ago. Let me compare the finds, and I'll be back with the wrap-up. Well, as expected, I compared the finds, and there's no additions this time. So in this 2-box hunt, we managed to score only 8 wheat cents. We did have that upgrade, 1946 Philadelphia from the first box, and of course, nothing in the second box, which now keeps us at 193 out of 234 cents slotted through 112 boxes. Sorry I brought you along for a second box. I was hoping we'd have a handful of wheat cents, maybe something to use, but that was definitely a tough box. It happens. That's coin roll hunting. They're not always filled full of fun finds, but you have to look for them in order to find them. Hopefully, despite the tough second box, you guys enjoyed this 2-box penny hunt. If you did, I'd appreciate that thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting, and thanks for watching.